Hey guys, Neff here. Thanks for joining me for the second half of the Pika Cup today. Since last time, I actually had to re-record the first 4 battles. Even though I saved and quit, I turned off my laptop, and when I turned it back on, Project 64 had crashed, and so everything was gone. It loaded into the battle the one time, the software hung, and then it wouldn't let me back into it. So I'm going to save state periodically. But back to the fights. This is the first time Mr. Mime gets to see any action.
Here's the first move.
Other than being a little bit slower than Kadabra, he's pretty much just as good, and in a lot of cases better because he is more tanky. Like, look at that. That did 6 damage. That's nothing from something 3 levels stronger than it. Even if it is just a Porygon. Who, even though Porygon is my favorite Pokemon, I acknowledge that in Generation 1, it's pretty much unusable. I was really afraid I was going to get frozen right there. In Generation 1, unless you have access to a Fire-type move, being frozen is the same as just being dead forever. Poor Porygon.
What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Kingler! It has to make up for lost ground. How will the type...
I feel like some Pokemon are just animated better in this than others, and I kind of feel like Kingler didn't get the treatment it should have. Or maybe it's the best they could do, because he does have like a lot of moving parts compared to some. I could have gone for a perfect here, but I didn't want to risk just eating damage. Like, we're in the second half. Especially since I'm re-recording this, I ended up with 4 perfects because I didn't get obliterated by paralysis by the burglar.
The Pokemon are entirely different types. It increased its attack power.
Get a good Swords Dance going.
What'll it do? A decent hit.
I'm gonna go for something that's way overkill. Scyther just looks so cool. Definitely like one of the top 5 coolest looking Generation 1 Pokemon.
Left in reserve. Oh, it's Mankey. The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1. The 10th battle continues.
And then this was my fault. I forgot that in Stadium they fixed it where if you defeat your opponent with Hyper Beam, you have to recharge. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, if you defeat your opponent, that's it. You don't have to recharge. You can use it right away. But there was like a 0% chance that that Mankey was going to survive a Swords Dance boosted Hyper Beam from a Scyther. I wonder why his name is Mr. Fix and not, like, Electrician. That's what he's called in Gen 1, isn't it? I don't remember. I'd have to look. Taking on a Hiker, who definitely doesn't have Hiker-type Pokemon. But this is nothing that a Psychic-heavy team won't be able to take care of.
Field is thinning out. We're into round 6.
Rhyhorn has a pretty low special stat, not like Geodude, but still pretty bad. He's a beefy boy, so he's gonna do some damage to us. Even though Kadabra has really high speed and special stat, his physical traits are no good.
They strike fighting poses. Oh, it's executive. This is a fight between two different types of Pokemon. Wow, Mega Strength!
4 times weakness plus stab. Definitely gonna take him down.
The next Pokemon is being pressed. Oh, it's Wigglytuff.
Okay, now we're starting to see some evolved Pokemon. Wigglytuff, pretty beefy defensively. I'm typically not an advocate for Toxic in Generation 1. It's just things hit so hard and the damage formula is different. There's just not that many times where they're going to try to stall you, where Toxic is going to do what it's supposed to do. That definitely hit harder than I was expecting. At least we get to recover some of it. Jeez.
Both Pokemon are exhausted. How's that?
Get a little bit of health back.
Oh, it's down. There's only one Pokemon left in reserve.
All right.
Oh,
And it's nothing.
The remaining Pokemon stock is 2-1.
Actually,
The
the whole Horsey line is really underappreciated. Even in Gen 2, when it got an evolution, it was still kind of meh. But in Generation 2, I actually really like Kingdra as a dragon type.
Fireworks are flying in this battle. What's that? Yeah, it's a hit.
And you can't tell me that that isn't a cool looking seahorse at the very least. For sure one of the cooler looking water types from the early generations. Cool. So that is match number 6. Now we get to the semifinals, which is, in my opinion, the hardest out of the entire Pika Cup. Reason being, this lass has access to 2 different level 20s. She can only bring 1 because of the 50 level cap for 3 Pokemon. Tentacruel is definitely the scarier. Gyarados you can take out with his 4-time weakness to electric attacks. But this one was definitely RNG in my favor to make up for that that paralysis battle in the last episode. Kadabra's really gonna pull his weight here. Gonna go for the double team. Normally I'm opposed to using the evasion moves. I think it's kind of cheating, but since we're playing with rental Pokemon, increasing our evasion is gonna be the only way. Because I'm telling you that those level 20s versus level 15s are so broken.
What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Dugong. This is a fight between two different types of.
I would consider Dugong like a mid-tier Pokemon that's water and ice type.
That is down.
Got lucky with the
There's the attack.
oof. Got lucky with the special down. Lowering its special stat 1 stage means that we'll be able to clear it in another attack.
What's this? Major damage.
Otherwise, that would be a 3-hit KO.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
And of course,
Oh, it's
Tentacruel is the one that we get stuck against here.
one looks formidable. The remaining Pokemon count is 3.
The worst thing about Tentacruel is it knows Wrap. Lucky. That would definitely have taken us out. And Wrap, they can just spam it over and over, and since Tentacruel is so fast, it's
The intense battle continues.
you basically have to wait until Wrap misses, and you might just never have Wrap miss. Just really bites. Well, Kadabra took us a long way.
Which Pokemon is coming out? Now. Oh, it's Lapras.
I brought Lapras mostly because of how tanky it is,
The combat
and because whether we would have gotten stuck against Gyarados or Tentacruel, it's just not going to take much damage. It's going to resist their toughest moves.
it can't make a move.
But here we go with the Wrap, like I was talking about.
Become one-sided. The attack is still continuing.
Because of the AI, if it doesn't think it has something better to use, it'll just spam it indefinitely, and
Flying in this battle.
it makes matches take forever.
The attack still going on. A minor hit. What a furious battle. What now?
And we're gonna eat a Surf here, finally. It doesn't do hardly any damage, but it's better than getting wrapped again. We're going for Bubble Beam over other attacks because we want to lower the speed.
Neither one is conceded.
Because if we can start going first, we won't get stuck in the wrap chain over and over.
It didn't do much damage. What'll it do?
Nice.
It's down.
Yeah, 2 levels of speed down makes a
Both
pretty big difference.
are exhausted. Combatants face each other. What now? That was
Didn't get a third one.
what's that? Yeah, it's a hit.
And now we're ultimately just playing cleanup. We are still at risk of being wrapped into oblivion.
Both combatants are down to their last Pokemon.
But because of the speed down,
Oh, it's just
Executor should be able to handle this.
one Pokemon aside now. The battle
Unfortunately, that Tentacruel resists
one.
everything I've got. But again, because of that speed down, we don't got to worry about it today.
It's finally taken down.
And that is, without a doubt, the most difficult battle in the Pika Cup. You know it's bad when you feel like you're blessed when you get stuck against a Gyarados. That's round 7. Now we get to take on the final match of the Pika Cup. We got a smug fisherman here. This team's pretty good. Pretty much everything but that Tentacle is going to be worth using. That Dragonair is going to have some variety.
Who will
that Eradicate has access to good moves. Slowbro is going to be pretty good. The Clefable, I'm not sure what moves it has right now, but it has access to a pretty large moveset.
The move failed to click.
It's funny how Pokemon at lower levels, the ones that you accept as being good versus the ones that like taper off or don't get good until like level 50, or when you start pushing the level 100 endgame stuff.
What's next? It didn't do much damage. What a furious battle.
Executor pretty much walls Slowbro, but if that Slowbro would have set up with like Amnesia, this could have started looking quite a bit different.
What'll it do? That was weak.
Or worse, if his move started lowering our special.
Wow, Mega Drain! Wow, that's an effective hit! Oh, is it down and out?
Alright, that takes care of
The
him.
next Pokemon is
But we still got two more we gotta deal with.
Oh, it's Dragonair.
Dragonair probably has,
How will the type difference affect
what is it, Aurora Beam or Ice Beam? But it's like, you're in the finals, so you don't know if you want to switch out, because it doesn't really matter if you get a perfect, but you definitely don't want to waste a turn switching.
There's the attack.
Oh boy, Dragon Rage. So that always does 40 damage, no matter what. So going for Toxic instead of
It opted to slowly
something else was
the opponent.
probably not a very good choice.
Number one is conceding an inch.
Especially since the Dragonair is faster.
Dragon Ray. There, it's a hit. Oh!
But it's okay. We can do this.
Which Pokemon is
And
coming
again,
out?
our MVP, good old Kadabra.
Oh, it's Kadabra.
He has 41 HP, so he's not going to be one-shot by a Dragon Rage.
Pokemon are entirely different
Plus, his
types.
Psychics hit just a little bit harder than Mr. Mime's right now.
What's next? Harsh blow.
Solid hit.
Wow! A savage hit.
Surviving with 1 HP.
This battle is raging back and forth.
I don't believe, unless he has something with
A psychic blast.
Quick Attack, like, I don't think there's anything that his team could possibly provide that's faster than the Kadabra.
Going down. There's
So that
only
means it's
one
worth sticking out
Pokemon
to
left in
get
the
one
battle.
more Psychic off of whoever he brings out.
Oh, it's Clefable. The remaining Pokemon.
So Psychic isn't going to do that much damage to
The
Clefable.
tense battle continues. They strike
I know I spent a second here debating between a Seismic Toss or a Psychic, but because we lowered the special, that definitely paves the way to victory.
Yeah, it's a hit. Oh, is it down and out? Both combatants are down to their last Pokemon.
Mr. Mime's going to play cleanup here.
Oh, it's Mr. Mime.
I don't know what other
There's
moves
just one Pokemon aside
Clefable
now.
has,
The battle is coming right
but I don't think
down to the
that it has
wire.
anything that it could possibly use to turn this around.
Severe hit. And it's down.
If we hadn't have lowered his special with Kadabra's Psychic, I don't think that that would have been a death blow. But we got it anyway. That means we have won the final round of the Pika Cup. We don't have to do this ever again in round 1. Shows a little Hall of Fame type thing here. I'm not sure if I want to do a round of the like Pika Cup first, or if I just want to get one of the other modes out of the way. But here is our first trophy. In the next episode, we'll push further on. And for now, that's all I got, guys. See you next time.